Well, seeing five players in double figures makes me excited. We knew coming in to this year after the preseason, not as big a preseason or summer as we wanted, but we felt like scoring the basketball was going to be something that we could do. We brought in a lot of kids that could do different things for us, score on the inside, put the ball on the floor, and get to the basket. So to see five kids in double figures and a couple more lingering close is something that we really need. We relied on just one or two players last year to score the basketball, but we had 33 points off the bench. So that goes to show you that we've got kids that can come in and make impacts immediately.
Okay, we could open it up for questions. Gage, I think you're first up.
Yeah, you already touched on it a little bit on the depth, but what does it mean to be able to, like, when you have Caitlin Young who struggled early and then have McKay just come in and fill that kind of role right after?
Well, Twitter's a wonderful thing because, Caitlin blew up after the Kentucky game, got freshman of the week, and Evansville made sure that she wasn't going to beat them tonight. So she was very crowded in there, but that's when Lex and Macy made big threes to open things up. We talked to them about things opening up more on the inside in the second half because of that. But, Hannah is so athletic and so versatile, can do so many things. And then Lacey, she's just relentless on the glass, giving us extra opportunities. The one thing that's special about this team, and I think will be a determining factor of how far we can go, is I literally have 10 kids that could probably start, but only 5 can start at a time. But the kids that came in off the bench came in with energy. It wasn't about who started, who didn't. And some of those kids even ended up in double figures. So it's exciting to have that depth. It is difficult to manage minutes. We have kids that aren't getting a whole lot of minutes that probably would have started last year. But I said long ago when the culture and talent finally met that we'd be a good basketball team, and I feel like that we have that now.
Ed Marlowe, you're up next.
Coach, when you say Twitter is a wonderful thing, we all wrote about how good Caitlin was against UK. They see a little bit of film on her. She still came away with 7-8 rebounds, and you got her for that reason. Even if she doesn't shoot well, she takes up so much space. How much does that help your offense, knowing you've got someone like Caitlin down low that draws that much attention?
Oh, it helps us tremendously. It's the reason Macy and Lex were able to be open and make those shots early, and Lacey got some drives on the inside. And then, of course, Hannah came in, and the whole lane was wide open because they were doubling Caitlin. So having Caitlin on the floor makes a total difference. But, she is a freshman. This is her second Division I game, and she's going to learn that the physicality of college basketball is something that she's going to have to get used to, and being able to take the bumps and being able to go ahead and score through contact. But, just really brings a whole new dimension to our basketball team having an inside-out game.
And we'll go back to Gage.
One thing that seemed kind of obvious to me, too, was how many more ball handlers you have this year, whether it's Mensa, Bria Center, Woods. So what does that help? How does that help Turley and some of the other players on offense?
Well, first of all, I saw that the most minutes played was 27 minutes, and that's outstanding. I mean, these kids are not having to play 40 minutes, 38 minutes a night. They're able to play in spurts, and they're able to play when their legs are underneath them. Being able to have more ball handlers is definitely going to be enable us to do more things offensively, but it's also going to allow the players on the floor to be fresh. But that's what I'm talking about. You talk about 3 or 4 kids in Lacey, Lex, Macy, and Gibby that started last year and played the majority of the minutes. But when they were told at the beginning of the year, you're going to have a big role on this basketball team, but you're not going to play as much as you did, and every one of them said, good. We want talent to come here. We want to win championships, and we don't want to have to play as many minutes as we've played. And so with the newcomers coming in and having the talent they have and the returners buying into that makes all the difference in the world as far as us being a close-knit team.
Okay. Any other questions then?
Rechelle, you guys were plus 10 on the glass again tonight, second game in a row. On the plus side there, is that I know it's a hopeful trend, but is that something that you anticipate is going to be a strength of this team?
It's definitely going to have to be, and it is a focal point of our team. It's something that we talk about every day in practice. It's something that we set a goal for in all of our games and even our mini games that we do throughout the week to get prepared for our scouts. But, Pat Summitt said rebounding wins championships, and I believe that with all my heart. And so when you're able to limit the other team, but you're able to get second chance points, that can turn a game around in a hurry.
And we'll go back to Ed for one more.
Coach, what can Hannah McKay be for this team? Because obviously she looks a lot like Lacey. She can get low in the post, slice, and attack from the three-point line. But she had a jumper tonight that was inside the three-point line, and she attempted a couple of threes that were on the mark. So, what can she do for this team, and what do you want her to do with her minutes?
Well, the thing about Hannah that I love the most is she brings energy every second she's out there. She's going to go as hard as she can, and she's going to go all out. And that's something that her coming off the bench and giving us that energy is one thing that we need and expect for her to bring every single night. But she's going to bring scoring. She's going to bring athleticism. She's going to bring a defensive presence. She's going to bring a rebounding presence. I mean, she is going to have a very special career at Murray State if she just continues to work and continues to play with the confidence that she's shown thus far.